Are you dreaming to be an IAS officer? Then follow your dreams. Dreams do come true. This is Kajol Jadhav and I am here to explain daily current affairs for UPSC Civil Services exam. 9th anniversary of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. India needs to revamp its security architecture, reform and rejuvenate police forces. Is Pakistan pushing its luck with India's patience? How should India react if Pakistan is continuing its targeted terrorism? What are the challenges for India's security architecture? How should be India's security architecture? What is the way forward? GS Paper 3: Security Challenges and Their Management in Border Areas, Linkages of Organized Crime with Terrorism. In this video, you can find detailed answers for all the above questions. The above article has been retrieved from the Indian Express newspaper dated November 27, 2017. What is the context about? Terrorism continues to pose the greatest threat to the internal security of the country. According to the US Country Reports on Terrorism 2016, India is the third most affected country after Iraq and Afghanistan in the number of attacks perpetrated on its soil. It is estimated that a total of 52 terrorist groups are active in different parts of India, which is higher than in any other country. Fortunately, there has been no major terrorist attack in the country after 26/11/2008. Is Pakistan pushing its luck with India's patience? As India takes up the issue of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism and the neighbour's support to terror nurseries on the global platform, another attack on the India, particularly on the armed forces, is clearly testing New Delhi's patience. India will need to relook its security policy if such incidents are to be stopped. Pakistan seems to believe India won't act strongly and give a befitting reply to the aggressors. However, it seems New Delhi's patience might just be running out. How should India react if Pakistan is continuing its targeted terrorism? India will need to avoid the temptation of falling into the trap of impulsive indignation whenever Pakistan plays the terror card. It should act wisely, as the attack will weaken Pakistan's narrative against India. India must intensify diplomatic efforts to isolate Pakistan internationally. It is necessary to equip and constantly monitor the security agencies, preferably by a joint parliamentary committee. India should also proactively involve communities in fighting terror. It is also necessary for the government to send out the correct political message that China's uncritical generous support to the Pakistan military is nurturing terrorism. What are the challenges for India's security architecture? Lack of political consensus in a publicly transparent manner to reflect the complex challenge facing the country. Political misuse of state organs and the complete lack of transparency in their operations have resulted in Indian intelligence agencies emerging as obscure centers obfuscating facts or exaggerating things. Lack of a very credible and permanent Federal Commission of Accountability on Security Matters. India still has no written national security doctrine, and whatever is practiced as the doctrine and strategy is vastly inadequate. How should be India's security architecture? It is time to finally accept the reality and move forward on a broad sweep of reforms in the security establishment. This could be done at 3 levels: parliamentary oversight, a well-defined national security doctrine, and a national security strategy to implement the doctrine, and finally an independent federal commission of accountability on security matters. India still has no written national security doctrine, and whatever is practiced as the doctrine and strategy is vastly inadequate. It is time to move on from the unwritten grand strategy of working only towards the political unity and preservation of India to a written doctrine that defines India's role in the world and its commitment to protecting the life, liberty and interest of its people. The doctrine should be accompanied by a security strategy that should spell out the state's response to various kinds of security challenges. What is the way forward? It is high time that the security architecture is revamped. India has repeatedly given a call at international fora for united efforts to combat terrorism. However, first we must set our own house in order. Even otherwise, the future of democracy and our capacity to sustain the momentum of economic progress would depend in no small measure on our ability to reinforce and strengthen internal security.